could do with those $2, because even if I went to a garage sale, or let's say I got something for free and then used some of the product I had at home to create something, inevitably you need something. Even if it's a stick of glue, it costs more than $2. So even if I used what I had at home plus some free stuff, if I needed glue and I ran out, it's going to be over my budget. So at that point I was pretty tied up as to what I was going to do, and a little frustrated because I couldn't think of anything how I could give big. I even asked my kids. I was like scraping for ideas. One of the things that I really invested in is people eating healthy, and my favorite is heirloom. And in our day and age, that's specifically important because there's a lot of seeds that are genetically modified. So you know that if you get an heirloom seed that hasn't been modified by any genetics. I decided to buy an heirloom tomato, which I could, with $2. I could buy a couple of them. I could take the seeds out, I could enjoy the rest of the tomato, and then I could plant those seeds and create an heirloom tomato bush, which from that bush would create lots of fruit, and those many pieces of fruit can be shared with many people. And so that's how I figured out how I could take something very small, and even though it was going to take a while, multiply it so that it could give big to more people.
How'd that work out?
I have a very giant tomato bush over there. It is delicious.
What was your plan to do with the fruit?
Share it with other people, and if they didn't know about heirloom items, share with them that they could enjoy it and plant it in their own backyard and have it for themselves or for their family, and then that it actually could keep on giving, and everyone could have basically free fruit in their backyard that's healthy for them and delicious.
So you're seeing that tomato as a fruit then?
That's a technicality, I don't know. I'm calling it a fruit.
Yeah, you're calling it a fruit.
So part 2, Get Big With Your Time, was right around Valentine's Day. What I had to use for that was a $25 gift card to a grocery market. And again, I was at a loss for what to do because I don't have any time to give. If all the things that I have, time is not one of them that I can give. We were at the supermarket. I saw all the aisles of candy for Valentine's Day. I held a lollipop bunch, and there were like 7 lollipops in it, and it was $1. And I thought, wow, times 25, that's a lot of lollipops. And my idea was to just spread some love during Valentine's Day by handing out these little lollipops to random strangers and just saying, you know, have a happy Valentine's Day. But what I found was I could do that because I had the time to do it, because it only took a second, and I could take it with me everywhere I went. So when I went to the gas station or supermarket, or on a walk with my kids, or whatever it was, it could be done. And actually my niece was living with us at the time. Some of the things that we had bought was Hershey Kisses, giant Hershey Kisses in boxes. She was going to take some of them to school and just give them out to some of the high schoolers there that she thought looked down, or she knew didn't have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, because that's really important for high schoolers. We were waiting at my son's piano teacher. We waited outside in the car, and some teenagers came by, and we said Happy Valentine's Day to them, gave them some, and they just kind of looked at us like, okay, where'd that come from? You're kind of nuts, you know. My little daughter, she's a love bug, and she had a bunch of fun with that. We were at a gas station, and she's like, Mommy, can I give some to this lady and this lady and this lady? I said, sure, and so I gave her the lollipop, and she ran over to them and said, Jesus loves you, have a happy Valentine's Day, this is for you. And of course, they thought that was wonderful and the sweetest thing ever. So we got some good reactions, and then some like indifferent ones, but I'm hoping that even the indifferent ones, it just kind of made their day brighter.
It sounds like you brightened up people's day. You gave them a happy moment. So the third phase, how long did that take you to figure out? Never mind, you don't have to answer that, because everybody took a long time.
But that's like a big deal. Like, you have to do well with that. You don't want, with the money that you gave, you don't want to come back with a sore story or something lame that you did so that the other person thinks, wow, I gave you money and that's pretty lame what you did with it, right? That's the best you got. The third phase was to give big and have fun. I like doing handmade things, and so I thought I would just collaborate and make a bunch of stuff and make these beautiful Christmas gift baskets and give them away. And I made little like Christmas lanterns. I got a fabulous recipe from my friend, chocolate almond crunch. It's like a brittle. And then I made a great healthy ginger sauce, and I made rosemary infused olive oil. Then I put in a little Hanukkah gil just because I thought it was cute, a little golden money, little gifts like a book of encouraging words or Bible verses. There's a Bible verse that says to give to the orphan, the widow, the poor, and the stranger. Who did I know that's a widow? Who is someone in their life who has been orphaned or is kind of disconnected? Who do I know that's poor? Who do I know that's a stranger? I ended up giving a basket, and she was overjoyed. She said that her husband loves little homemade stuff like that, especially the brittle. She couldn't eat it because she had had some medical procedure with her kidneys that caused her to be very sick and in a lot of pain, and that's why she looked as sickly as she did that night. So she was blessed. It was actually the first gift that she had gotten during the Christmas season, so she was very thankful for it. And then I think the next basket that I gave was to a lady that I had come over and clean the house. She works with my mom, and she's a very nice lady, and she's an excellent house cleaner. I had heard that she had had a couple of nights sleeping in her car. Here she is coming in my house, being in the condition or in the financial state that she is, and she's blessing me with encouragement. But I had decided I was going to give her a basket before that, and in her time of need too. It was especially special. Another basket I gave was to a friend of mine. People would probably not think that person needs it. I think too often we don't recognize people who have an outward appearance that everything's together, but inwardly they are so needy. She has a daycare and 3 of her own children. She homeschools at home. I do know that she works her butt off, and she doesn't have any help. And another basket that we gave was to Birth Choice of Temecula. They help women make a decision whether to keep their child or not. If the woman chooses to give life to their child, in spite of their circumstances, financial or whatever, the place will support them. They will give them clothing and diapers and whatever help that they need to support their baby, so that they don't feel like, oh, I can't have this baby because of money, because my family will reject me, or whatever it is. They give so much and work on so little and work on volunteers. I found out later it was split between all of the volunteers there. The fun for me in the part of the project was putting all the items together, thinking of what I was going to put in the basket, thinking of how I was going to present it, making it festive, and I hope that it also gave them an idea or a little spark of inspiration on how they can give a little something here and there to other people in their sphere of influence or what have you. Before you do any step in this project, if you don't know what to do, pray and ask for wisdom. That way you can be inspired outside of yourself to get in tune with who you are and how you can give. Because only you can give how you give, because we're all individuals and we're all going to give differently. And so I think out of the abundance of our heart we give. And so if you're in tune with what's in your heart and what you like and what reaction you want from other people, and then when you get to the fun part, really do have fun. Don't skimp on it. Don't think to yourself, oh well, I gotta get this done. If you need to, stop, wait, pause, take a breather, and focus in on the fun.
Well, thank you for doing the project, Andrea. Can I give you a hug? No?
Yeah.